Delta Plus is called such because it is derived from the original Delta. You can think of it as parang anak niya, no? So it is basically an evolution from that original Delta. And the reason why it is of concern is that it has some mutations in its spike protein, which is the one that interacts and is also with our body cells, and it's also the target of our vaccines, has changed in such a way that it could potentially become more infectious and possibly also evade our immune systems.
Dr. Edsel, when it comes to this even newer variant coming up, the Omicron variant, how does this compare with Delta Plus? Mas grabe ba tong si Omicron?
The Omicron variant that you're mentioning, or the B11529, no, this was reported early on. So it raised concerns because it has a lot of mutations that are quite concerning in what I mentioned, the spike protein. But I would also like to make it clear that there have only been several cases, and in South Africa, they noted a large number that in proportion to the sampling that they're doing. So there are only a very few number of cases. So they've only raised the flag for now. It doesn't mean that it's already spreading at madaming.
Is it too early to have face-to-face gatherings with loved ones and relatives, which I know a lot of Filipinos are so eager to have already?
One, you should be vaccinated. Second, no, meet in a well-ventilated area, no, open space if possible. And third, mask up. Under these conditions, no, it would be safe to meet, no, but otherwise, no, you'll be at risk of getting infection, no, if any one of these conditions is absent.
But with a little information, or with the current information that we know with these two variants, does it seem like that the current vaccines may have a hard time in trying to hold these new variants back?
And it's too early to say because the number of cases aren't that sufficient enough to make a very strong recommendation. But in line with our understanding of the immunity that can be provided with the existing vaccines and the updates on the boosters, we believe that at the very least, it will provide protection, at least in the form of reducing severe and also hospitalization, which is something that you also have to consider.
Now, most Delta Plus infections have been seen in people who are unvaccinated, but studies also show that the variant has increased transmissibility even among the vaccinated people. Dr. Mark, why does this happen? Do we know why breakthrough infections occur more?
It's that the mutations in the spike protein of the Delta Plus are such that it is exquisitely efficient. Now, when we say exquisitely efficient, it means that it doesn't need as many viral particles in order to cause an infection. What I'm trying to say is it's not a problem of the vaccine that they are getting infected despite the fact that they are vaccinated, but because of the fact that the virus is mutating to such a way that it is more efficient at causing infections.
Dr. John, we've been emphasizing the importance for people to get vaccinated, and early on, the amount of vaccines was an issue. Is that still the problem now?
Herd immunity may no longer be possible, no, because of the high transmissibility of Delta, and also we have less than perfect vaccine efficacy. No? So our target should be 100% vaccination. What are the factors that affect full vaccination? First, availability of the supplies. No? So right now we probably have enough supply for about 55%, no, or 60% of the population. No? So if more people want to be vaccinated, no, we will not have enough. No? Second, accessibility. No? Can people get to the vaccination sites? No? Our vaccination rate for the elderly is only at 60%. So are these 40% having mobility issues? No? So we need to address that.
Now, scientists say that vaccines do a lot more than just trigger the production of neutralizing antibodies. Does this mean that booster shots add an extra layer of protection? More on this when we return. We're your connection to healthcare, and you're watching MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines.
Anyari sa'yo? Ba't nakasimangot ka? Alam ko na. Masakit ang katawan mo, ano? Sa sobrang trabaho? O di kaya masakit ang ulo sa sobrang stress? Break ka muna. Hinga ng malalim at imasahe ang ulo mo gamit ang Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Ako rin ganun eh. Kaya pag mataas ang tensyon sa trabaho, mag-Herbalaya break ka muna.
Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Amoy na kaaya-aya. Sa bawat pahid ay ginhawa.
The Health Department recently approved the provision of booster shots. But many ask, who can avail of these and how quickly? And what are the basic guidelines for getting one? I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez and you're watching Med Talk Health Talk on CNN Philippines. We're together in health. Additional doses of the COVID-19 vaccine will soon be available to Filipinos before the end of 2021. A booster shot is an additional dose after the protection provided by the original one decreases over time. And usually a booster is given after the immunity from the initial dose starts to wane. Dr. John, who can get these booster shots? Who are eligible for these? And how long after should they be getting one after their last dose?
First is health workers, no? Because they're essential to protect the rest of the population. No? We don't want them to even get an infection. No? The second group are people whose immunity has waned months after their primary series, and we need additional protection because if they get hospitalized, it's usually more severe. So these are the elderly, people with comorbidities, and also people who are immunocompromised.
Could you explain to our viewers the importance of a booster shot, and should they think of their original vaccine being non-effective? Should they get another set of vaccine of a different brand maybe?
So there's also this understanding that it looks like the primary series might have been more effective if there was an additional dose, but that information was not available at the time. So now that we've had about a year of experience, this is where we are coming in to adjust the dosing schedule. Now, for those who have already had the primary series, the booster shot is a single dose that comes thereafter, no? And based on the studies that have been done on booster shots, at least for the Philippines, the recommendation states that the preferred dose is Pfizer regardless of your primary series, followed thereafter by homologous. Ibig sabihin nun, kung ano naman yung initial dose primary series ninyo, yan din yung matatanggap nyo na booster shot. And this is based mostly on the safety profiles, of course, to minimize the side effects.
After getting the primary series, they're thinking of getting another brand, another type, an mRNA type, but with the two shots. Are there any risks to these? What can you advise to those who are contemplating this type of procedure?
If you're looking at Pfizer or mRNA vaccines as a booster shot, they can increase your protection from primary infection by already above 90%. So a single dose is already effective. So therefore, at least for now, because the studies have yet to show if 2-dose or a full schedule as booster compared to single booster is more effective. We don't know that yet because the time frame, hindi pa nakaabot tayo ng time to make that conclusion.
Now let's go over some of the details of recommendations made to the Health Department by the independent panel known as the Health Technology Assessment Council, or HTAC. Now the recommendation of the Health Technology Assessment Council includes giving booster shots for healthcare workers and senior citizens 6 months after they complete their single or 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine, while immunocompromised patients are recommended to get additional shots at least 28 days after they complete their vaccination. There are 4 types of COVID-19 vaccines available here in the Philippines today, and you can see them on your screen. There's the whole virus vaccine, such as Sinovac and Sinopharm. Then there are the RNA or mRNA vaccines, which examples are the Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna. Third is the non-replicating viral vectors, such as the AstraZeneca and Sputnik, and the protein subunit, such as Novavax. Is choosing one or the other still important, or is it still whatever is available in front of you is okay to get?
When you boost it, it's best to choose the most effective vaccine. Second, what is the supply availability in your region or in your LGU? And third, we've also seen that if we mix vaccine brands, sometimes that confers a greater immunity, because it generates a broader immune response. So those are the reasons why mixing and matching is also a good idea.
Are there any risks to mixing and matching different types of vaccines, different boosters for that matter? What can you advise those who are wary about their own physical health?
It has been generally seen to be safe. No, without there isn't an increased risk of side effects in either group. And it has conferred, it has been able to provide an immunity that is needed from those mixed shots. No?
Dr. John, really quick, now that the rollout for the pediatric age group, the 12 to 17 age group is underway, do we expect that the kids will need a booster shot then around 6 months down the road?
We need to observe the effect of the primary series on children. The clinical trials on children have just been concluded. There has been sufficient follow-up period to see whether they will also experience the same amount of weaning.
What role do the unvaccinated play in the whole picture on how different variants come into play, Dr. John?
They increase transmissibility. So we still have a large pool of uninfected individuals. Unvaccinated and uninfected. So variants will increase the rate at which these people become infected. What vaccines do is, if you think of the pool of susceptibles as a bathtub, what vaccination does is it drains the bathtub, so it reduces the number of susceptibles. So it also decreases your risk of getting these people infected. So that's the importance of getting people, as many people as possible, vaccinated, so that they develop immunity.
Now, it's been almost 2 years since the pandemic has started. When we return, we'll talk about the new treatments for COVID-19. Your health is our mission. This is MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines.
Anyari sa'yo? Ba't nakasimangot ka? Alam ko na. Masakit ang katawan mo, ano? Sa sobrang trabaho? O di kaya masakit ang ulo sa sobrang stress? Break ka muna. Hinga ng malalim at imasahe ang ulo mo gamit ang Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Ako rin ganun eh. Kaya pag mataas ang tensyon sa trabaho, mag-Herbalaya break ka muna.
Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Amoy na kaaya-aya. Sa bawat pahid ay ginhawa.
There's currently no cure yet for COVID-19, but experts are studying the many different treatments that can be administered. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and you're watching MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines, where your care comes first. Scientists all over the world are looking for the antiviral drugs meant to reduce the risk of COVID-19 hospitalization as well as death. What do we know so far about this drug? Should the hopes and dreams of the Filipinos of a cure be assured with this new medication?
Molnupiravir is intended to be administered early on in the viral, if you look at it in terms of the timeline, in the early stages of the timeline upon infection. It's not intended to treat severe illness, and also it's not intended to be prophylactic. So that means at early onset of symptoms, and if there's a high index of suspicion, even without a positive RT-PCR, you may choose to start it in order to shorten the duration of the illness and also hopefully decrease the probability of a patient requiring hospitalization in order to address the symptoms.
First batches have already arrived here in the Philippines. What does it look like in terms of distribution? Where will this drug be concentrated more? Who will be able to get this more?
The people who are eligible for this drug are the elderly and people with comorbidities. So it should be sent or it should be distributed to areas where a lot of these A2 and A3 populations have not yet been vaccinated because they're still at very high risk of hospitalization and disease.
Dr. John, what can you advise those who are thinking, I don't need to take the vaccine anymore? because there is a drug molnupiravir is here. What can you advise to those who might be thinking that route?
The rest of the population have no other recourse, no, except to get vaccinated. No? But even for people for which molnupiravir is indicated, it's still best to get vaccinated, no? Because the effect is more sustainable. No? Molnupiravir is effective only if you're given it within the first 5 days of onset of symptoms. No? If you miss that window, it's no longer effective.
What does our future look like? What does the future of What do the future of Filipinos look like when it comes to this pandemic? Are we seeing light at the end of the tunnel?
I think people just have to realize na we're still in the midst of a pandemic, even if it doesn't feel like it. No? An analogy I use for my pamangkin is that para siyang, when the cat is gone and the mouse comes out to play, it doesn't mean the cat's gone. No. So until the world has recovered, people still have to be vigilant. People have to remember that it is still possible. Habang marami pang taong hindi pa bakunado, that outbreak and infections can still occur, and it's something that we're going to have to work together to live with for at least the foreseeable future.
We definitely learned a lot from our experts today. Thank you, epidemiologist Dr. John Wong and Clinical Genomics Lab Head Dr. Mark Edsel Ayes. We want to be your partner for a lifetime of good health. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and this is MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines.
Anyari sa'yo? Ba't nakasimangot ka? Alam ko na. Masakit ang katawan mo, ano? Sa sobrang trabaho? O di kaya masakit ang ulo sa sobrang stress? Break ka muna. Hinga ng malalim at imasahe ang ulo mo gamit ang Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Ako rin ganun eh. Kaya pag mataas ang tensyon sa trabaho, mag-Herbalaya break ka muna.
Herbalaya Liniment Oil. Amoy na kaaya-aya. Sa bawat pahid ay ginhawa.
Loren Legarda po. 18 years akong senador at nagsulong ng mga batas na nakakatulong sa mga nangangailangan.
Free college education law.
Para sa aming edukasyon.
MSME law.
Batas para sa aming kabuhayan.
Climate Change Act.
Mga batas para sa kalikasan at climate change.
Mga batas na ginawa ko na napapakinabangan ngayon. Sana makatulong pa ako sa mas marami.
Loren Legarda.